Alrighty guys, thank you for joining me again today. My name is Hunter Wilkins and this is Father and Forge 3D. We're testing that one out. Not sure how that's gonna work, but we're gonna do a new intro. We're gonna do like a whole facelift on the channel. I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm gonna do a lot more of this 3D printing stuff, as I said in the last video. Super interesting. I really think it's gonna be pretty cool. First and foremost, because I'm a man of my word, in the last video I posted, I did say that I would do a giveaway on a particular paring knife I made a long time ago if I broke 300 followers. Well, I'm now at 308 subscribers, not followers, subscribers. So since I'm a man of my word, I'm going to go ahead and do a drawing for that. I'm basically going to assign 308 numbers, select one, and then wherever your username is on the list as far as that numerical value, that will be the winner, and then I will try to notify them however I can. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and do that right now. Unfortunately, none of you really followed the directions of the giveaway, but I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to do it anyway. So let's get into that real quick, and I want to get into this video because there's a good bit of information to cover, and I don't want to take forever like I always do in all of these videos. So okay, so here is our random number wheel. You can see I've got a minimum of 1 and 308 max. Okay, so now we are going to spin. $29. All right, that's good. That's an easy one. I was scared. I was hoping it wasn't going to be like 289 or, you know, like in the middle somewhere, 137. This makes it a little bit easier. I'm happy. So if you are number 29 on my list of subscribers, you have just won, and I will be reaching out to you. So please respond if I reach out. If not, I'll give a 2-week waiting period, and I'm going to move on to another winner. All right, that being said, let's get into this other video. Okay, so this is fun. This is a new update to my home here. This is the printer closet now. Yay! Okay, so basically, I know it's probably kind of loud. This one's running. I'm running this project for another video that will be posted maybe tomorrow, depending on time. So right now, this is my first one. This is Printessa, as you can see on the little nameplate. I printed it, and Printessa is the workhorse, and we're going to just show you really quick how to tram the bed, also known as leveling, although it is not actually leveling, but any video that you watch is going to say level your bed, and they're going to be referring to what I'm doing, but that's not really leveling. It is, in fact, tramming, and I'll explain the difference here in just a moment. So the first thing you're going to want to do, and depending on which printer you have, this is going to be different, but this is a Creality Ender 3 version 2. So I'm going to go over to prepare on mine. I'm already homed, but I'm going to go to preheat PLA. You want to do this hot, and I'll explain why. And we're also going to disable the stepper. Actually, first, well, let's talk about the heat first. So I'm heating up the bed, and I'm actually going to let this sit like this and kind of soak up heat for just a few minutes before I do anything involving tramming. And the reason for that is because most materials, as most of you probably know, expand or contract depending on the temperature of the environment that they're in. So see all these little springs under here? Those are made of metal. Metal tends to expand under heat and contract under cold conditions. So we are going to let this warm up. I'm going to let kind of that heat kind of dissipate into all of those areas, and that should be giving me a true measure. And we'll cover that in just a second. Okay, it's been a few minutes. Not that you know because I cut it out, but it's been a few minutes. This hasn't had enough time to really kind of soak up, so I think we're probably pretty good now. I'm going to go ahead and start tramming it. Again, this is not leveling, this is called tramming, and I'm going to explain why. So leveling, you would actually take a level and measure the levelness of the machine itself, basically. So if you put a level on this plate, you're not measuring how this plate is in relation to the frame. You're measuring how level it is compared to the environment, and We don't care about that. What we care about is that this is in alignment with this bar and these two bars here and the base. That's what matters. So that's why it's tramming and not leveling. Tramming is a machining term. And this is what we're doing when we do this. So the first thing we want to do is preheat, like I already showed you. Then I'm going to actually move this. So I'm on mine, I can go into my move settings. I'm going to move the Z axis because that's our up and down. And I'm going to move it to match what layer height I want to print. So I'm printing at 0.2 millimeters. So I'm going to pop that up to 0.2 millimeters. I'm going to go back and I'm going to disable the stepper so that I can move stuff around. So now that that's disabled, I can freely move the plate, I can freely move my hot end, and dripping filament. Okay, so that being said, and now that this is all free to move and whatnot, I don't want to move the Z axis any, but I want to be able to move my X and my Y, which is the plate, which I'm still leaking a little filament here. It's okay. Let me back this off just a little bit, just so it's not leaking as bad. I do want to go kind of fast. I don't want this to be sitting here with filament and they're melting. A lot of people, every video that I've seen on YouTube, when they show how to tram the bed, they take a piece of paper and they have this set at 0, not 0.2 like I have it, but set at 0. And they'll take a piece of paper and put it in until they feel some resistance. That's incorrect. And I'm going to show you why. You don't want to be at 0 and have a paper width
height between your nozzle and your plate.
You want exactly 0.2 millimeters. So we're going to use this. This is a gap gauge. Pretty simple how this works. So I'm going to take this and at different points on my plate and between my hot end, I'm going to kind of move this back and forth, and what I feel for is I just want to feel a little tiny bit of resistance on this as it passes under. So I can push it through. If I feel that bump, I can feel a little bit of a bump, not much. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. If you can't remember, put a cheat sheet up like me. So I'm just going to microscopically adjust this just a little bit, basically. Still can't feel that at all, so I'm going to keep going until I can. Alright, I can feel it. You might be able to hear that. Just a little click, a little thump. That's all I want. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to be stuck. I just want to just feel that nozzle, and I don't want to be pushing down on the plate either. So now I know that I'm pretty close to a true 0.2. I'm going to go to the back corner and do the same thing. And I can feel that. So I'm going to move over to the other side. I'm going to flip this over like this. That one's kind of tight. I'm going to loosen that a little bit. So I'm going to go down just a click. Now I can't feel it at all, so I'm going to go back up. And it's very, very fine adjustments that you're doing here. A little bit up. Alright, I can feel it there. Last corner. A little bit up. And I'm gonna go through again and just kind of go through all 4 corners again. And I'm gonna keep doing that until everything is exactly where I want it to be, which is 0.2 millimeters from the plate. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go back and I'm going to auto home it so that it's back at true 0, or it's supposed to be true 0, but should be pretty darn close. Now we're homing. All right, we're homed. We are already preheated. I don't need to move anything. I can check just to see. So at 0. I'm going to go to print, and we're going to do this little shelf. And then basically, now we should have a nice trammed bed, and it should print pretty well. So I'll show you in just a second. Alright, and you can see we're doing the skirt right now. and our test line just to get things flowing. That worked pretty good. Oh, there's a little bit of stuff right there, but that should be fine. I'm not too worried about that. And you see I use glue stick on my bed to get better bed adhesion. But overall, I think we got a nice, consistent, even surface to print on, and that's what we want. Okay, so that is the basic concept of tramming the bed. Again, not leveling. Don't take a level and put that on there. It will do you no good. You need to tram it. So don't use paper. I think it's a good way to get started on it, and it helped me when I started. I was printing fairly decent using that method, but this is better. And this is like $6 on Amazon, and you get a multitude of thinnesses to use as gauges. So if you wanted to go smaller than 0.02, you can go to 0.12 for finer detail and stuff. You can do that. That's not a problem. There's gauges here for smaller than that and larger than that. So I just keep this one out 0.2 millimeters, because that's generally what I'm printing at. So I just keep that off to the side, ready to go whenever I need to tram it up. And I do it between every few prints. Just with this heat and temperature fluctuation, you know that you're going to get some expansion and contraction, so that's why it's important. So that pretty much wraps it up. I just wanted to show you guys that and get that drawing out of the way. So I will be contacting the winner shortly after posting this, and we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, check me on Instagram if you're not following me on Instagram, at Father and Forge, and that's it. Thank you for watching. There's going to be more to come of this 3D stuff, I promise.